All right, everybody, you are watching the Honor Show, and we are lucky enough to be sitting here with one of the illest MCs, one of the illest producers that come out of anywhere, let alone Detroit. We're sitting here with my man's DJ Oreeyo.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Hey.
glad to be on here, man. Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely, man. I was going to say, it's truly an honor to have you on the Honor Show, man. I've really been looking forward to this. So, and thank you for helping me go through the technical difficulties, too. So, that
Man,
means a
you know
lot,
I got
brother.
you. I feel your pain, man.
Hey, thank you. All right, let's start right here. I know you're from Detroit. What part of Detroit did you grow up
I'm from the east side.
in? Okay. Um, I ain't gonna ask you to go into any great detail or whatever, but people always want to know because they hear Detroit's a pretty cool place, but also can be a rough place at times. Has it been easy to grow up there, or is it kind of crazy, or
Um, well, I can't really say that.
okay, sure.
But
It's just day to day life's life. You're there and you just make it work.
right, it's just, I guess it has to do with like how people look at it, because like people got different perspectives. So like I can't really give a certain answer to that.
Sure. Alrighty, no problem, brother. How about school? Do you like school? How's that going for you?
Man, school going good. At first, because I was doing online school for a few years, so this like my first
Right.
year being in person. As far as high school, so like
Cool.
it was hard to adjust at first, but
Yeah.
it's super dope now. I'm getting used to it.
Heck
I'm
yeah.
meeting a lot of cool people,
Yeah.
and even like as far as promoting my music, like it's definitely a better choice. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get to like I like promoting my music one like in person
Yeah.
instead of online, so it's super dope.
Hell
Like
yeah.
it's a lot of opportunities. So yeah, it's super dope.
Hell yeah. That's super cool, man. That gives you an extra platform to showcase your music. You get to interact with. I think that interacting is so important too, to get out there and be around people and like you said, show people your shit in person and be able to talk to them. That's really cool. Um, is it hard to keep up with your schoolwork and stuff and still trying to build your brand at the same time? Because you're out there doing some grown man stuff, releasing albums, you're doing shows.
Man, I can't say it's hard because like I always manage to get it done, man. And
Hell
like,
yeah.
I go to school, do what I gotta do, handle my business, and then I come home, get straight to the grind. Even like if I got to like I wake up in the morning, go to school, I'll write a couple bars before my first hour. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So I just make it work.
Yeah.
So I can't even say it's hard because like, it's a balance.
Yes. 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 You got a lot of wise words and shit, not just for your age, but for any human. That's why I love asking you these questions because, man, I get you. You got great answers, man. I love it. School can be a real positive thing, and it's like I always tell my son too. Like, look, take what you can and leave the rest because they're not teaching you to be the leader. They're not teaching you to own a company. They're teaching you how to be the
Right,
worker. So take what
right,
you can, get them grades, but we,
right.
so, oh yeah.
Right.
Tell us about the name DJ Oreeyo. How did that come into effect?
Man, so I created the name when I was in like kindergarten.
Yes.
I can't really remember what was going through my head when I made it. But like considering the age I was when I made it, it's probably just because I like Oreos.
Yes.
But I decided to keep it because like,
Yeah.
the man make the name don't make the man. So I'm like,
Yeah.
regardless of what my name is, I'm gonna be great.
Yes.
And evidently it's working because it's people showing me love, people recognizing what I do. So
Yeah.
I just decided to keep it.
Hell yeah. I think it's a dope name, man. It stands out, and the way you spelled it was cool. It's a dope name, man. Ain't nobody like that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. There, you see a lot of MCs and producers where they part of their name. There's a ton of them, like Lil. Like there's a lot of Lil
Right.
whatevers out there and different things. So yours really stands out. It's cool. Um, what age did you decide that you wanted to start writing and producing yourself and start picking up the pen and hitting the machine?
Man, well, I've been loving music my whole life. Like I'm talking like since I was a baby, I always loved music.
Yes.
But I really didn't get on the scene until I was about 6 years old. You
Wow.
know, that's when I started getting in the studio, and you know,
Wow.
I started making beats on my iPad and stuff like that.
Wow.
So
At six.
6 years old, man. six
At
years
six.
old. That was the golden year.
Wow. That's just amazing
Sir.
to me. That's like so like because when I listen to your music, man, it's on point. You go off.
Mhm.
You have other stuff where you do melodies, plus you're producing, and it all is fire. It's all top tier. You sound like an experienced man who's been in the business for many years, and that's cool. It's like when you were six, even you knew you're like this is what I'm gonna do. It's like you're a prodigy, homie. It's dope.
Yeah, I
Um,
appreciate that.
yeah, absolutely. What who are some of your major musical influences that have that you've listened to along the way where you're like, yes, that inspires me, or yes, that really got into me.
Man, well, of course, you know, I gotta say my pops, Fat Father, because like he the reason I even started making music in the first place. So you know, like he my top inspiration. You know, he
Yes.
still keep me going to this day. And then you know, it's cats like Kendrick Lamar.
Woo!
He really inspired me because like I mean, of course, he dope with the pen, but at the same time, he's different.
Right, right.
Like he could make a super hard rap joint,
Mhm.
but then he got a whole funk album,
Yeah.
and it's dope. So it's like you know, he inspired me to try to be as different as possible and stand out.
Yes.
Even cats, you know, like J. Cole,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, you know, like listening to him, he
Yeah.
inspired me to get better with my lyricism.
Yes.
And even like, of course, I got to shout out Tupac. You know, he the great.
Yeah.
You know, listening to him,
Hell
yeah.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Like, you know, as far as producers, I got some producers love like cats like Chuki Beats. He the reason I really started getting serious about producing.
Woo!
And you know, I mess with Jay Dilla because
Yeah.
like he the reason I started sampling more. Cause
Yes.
like the way he sampled just so dope. So like I'll be playing around with the sample and I'm like, oh hold on, this sound fire. Or maybe I could do this, and that's all because of Dilla. So
Yes. Yes. I love
yes,
that.
sir.
I
I could
love
go on, but that's like the major people right there.
Woo! Dude, I love that. The major shout out to Fat Father, major shout out to Jay Dilla. Like, man, that's Detroit legendary, like to me
Yes,
that
sir.
you all them got Jay Dilla, Fat Father, that's all like mythical beings and shit. like.
Right.
Yeah, man, I've been listening. Detroit's been one of my favorite spot for years because once Eminem dropped, I started checking out other Detroit rappers because he'd shout them out and he this and that, and I started just going down the rabbit hole. And so for the last 25 years, I've been into the Detroit underground and loved it. And it's all you guys should be signed and be at the top. Top, y'all should be the
Man,
ones on MTV and BET, honestly.
man, it's dope seeing how like Detroit is getting so recognized nowadays, man.
Yes,
Like it's just super dope. It's dope seeing the growth in the
yes.
city, like super dope.
Yes, and that's the thing. It's the city and the MCs are doing it themselves. It's not because of anybody else's shadow. Like it's like y'all are getting recognized for the shit y'all are doing, and that's beautiful to me. Detroit's got one of the coolest, grimiest, dopest rap scenes out there, and I'm always gonna
Yeah,
support it. So,
yeah,
um,
and it's something different about it.
yeah, absolutely there is. Like I've asked some of you MCs before. I was like, "What the hell are they putting in the water over there? Y'all are some like the best
Right.
MCs on earth." So, I also want to shout out New Jersey and the Outsiders and Ox the Mogul and Doomsday the Headless Horseman, my homies out there. Because besides Detroit, I love Jersey and
Yeah,
Detroit, Jersey, and San Diego. I love it. So,
yeah.
oh yeah. What are just you don't gotta make a big list, but what are a few of your favorite albums of all time that you could just listen to all the way through?
Man, a few of my favorite albums, man. Dang. That's tough, man. It's so many.
Right, right. There's a lot.
Dang.
That's right. Just even like
Like if
3, 4 is cool. Like, or just a couple. Like, you know.
man, if I had to pick one right now, nah, I've been listening. I've been listening to a lot of Elzar lately.
Yeah,
That one, man, that one album, I think 7 times up, 8 times down. I think hopefully I'm saying that right. But man,
yeah,
that joint fire because once I heard that, I was like, hold on, man. I got to pick up the pen because
yes,
like, just hearing his patterns and
yes,
his flows, stuff like that, I was like, man, he going crazy. And that kind of inspired me.
yes,
Even like, like my pops and DJ Jules album Grind Set
yeah.
Volume 2.
Woo!
I mess with that.
Yeah,
Not even because that's my pop. It's like it's something different about it.
right, right. Like I know
Like the
even if.
whole overall vibe.
Oh, go ahead, brother.
Oh no, I was just saying like the whole overall vibe is something different about it that
Yeah,
just make you want to go and like just find your path.
yeah, yes. And see, that's the kind of music I love, where you listen to it and it inspires you to do the things you love in life, and do like you listen to it and you immediately want to pick up the pen. Like I'll listen to songs I love, I'll immediately want to start writing down their lyrics and breaking them down and figuring out the metaphors, and then make a show about it or whatever. But yeah,
Hmm.
man, or anything. It'll help me clean the house. It'll help. It just motivates me. I love music. Or sometimes it'll make me cry. I'll start
Right,
sobbing over songs and shit.
right.
You know. So, um, does it feel good? Or tell me how it feels. I know it must feel good, but tell me a little bit about how it feels to start getting some recognition now, like on your freshman year album, and to be asked to be on some of the same shows as King Gordy and Dogmatic and Mud Talk and Fat Father, and to be held at that level.
Man, it feel amazing, man, and like it's an honor. All the love I'm getting, it's such an honor because I'm like, man, I'm just simply doing what I love and having fun. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? The fact that people uh recognize me, coming across me, and they showing so much love, putting so much respect on my name, it's like, dang. And
yeah,
now I'm already starting to do stuff that a 6-year-old me couldn't even imagine.
yes,
You know what I'm saying?
woo,
Like 6-year-old me looked at putting that album out is like the biggest thing ever. And now we
yeah,
here. I got a whole album out, man.
yes,
And like,
and it's
I've
dope.
I work breaks, like, like being in the studio with Nick Speed when I was a little kid,
Yeah,
like it's crazy. It's a
right.
dream come true, man.
Right? Hell yes, I love that. And not only did you release an album, but bro, it's fire. It is fire. Like
Yeah, I
the
appreciate that, man.
production, the rhyming, the way you put things like on what was it? Bell work. The way you even
Mhm.
changed your voice on different parts to like where it was robotic, and you just killed the end of that, man. It was dude, it blew my fucking head off. I was amazed. So that was
Man, I appreciate that.
yeah, absolutely. That was a great way to start that album out, man. Dude, I've noticed like in your rhymes and talking to you here, you're very mature and very driven and motivated, not just for a young cat, but for
Hmm.
grown ass men out there. What how where did you get your work ethic and motivation from?
Man, my work ethic and motivation, once again, I feel like it kind of stems from just, having fun. I mean, like, this is what I love to do.
Woo!
And, on top of that, seeing how much love I'm getting for it is kind of like my motivation,
Yes.
but there's so many components that plays in that because, like, seeing how much love I'm getting for it,
Yeah.
and then even seeing, like, my growth,
Mm-hmm.
like, every day I'm getting better, whether it's producing,
Yeah.
whether it's writing, mixing, and,
Yeah.
even just my character, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
all of this stuff plays a part.
Yes. Yes. Dude, I love it how you're not you don't got tunnel vision. You see everything, and you know this has to balance with that. This is gonna work together with that, and we'll do that. That's dude. You are gonna go places. You're already going places, but I mean, you're gonna go to the top, brother. You are. We're saying
Yeah, I
that right
appreciate
now.
it, man.
We're manifesting that shit. You're going to the top, brother.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Sir, only up from here, man.
Hell yeah. Only up from here. What are your goals ongoing as an artist? Like, what are your goals? What would you like to accomplish?
Man, I definitely want to touch somebody's life with my
Yeah.
music. Like if I could touch somebody's life, if I could make a song that people could listen to and relate to, or even just make a song that makes somebody feel good, they going through a bad situation or something, and I could bring some joy to their life, man. That's all I want to do.
Yes. Yes. That's
And
awesome.
I also, another goal for me, I just simply want to continue to have fun, and not let anybody talk me out of what I'm doing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna keep on having fun, keep on creating, releasing to the people.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
That's the way to do it too, instead of like thinking, all right, or like, because a lot of rappers, I feel like once they start getting recognized and shit, they lose their hunger. They change up what they're
Right.
doing, or they go into the studio instead of being like, man, I love this. I just want to spit. To all right, this is my job. I got to come up with something. Like,
Right.
and I could tell you're going in there spitting and producing your heart and soul. Like I could feel it
Right.
in there. That's what makes your music good too. Besides the natural talent you have. And you do, brother. Your music does touch people. Like I was listening to your album, like the bell work that blew my head off, and then good day. I was just sitting, smoking, chilling. I loved it. I was like, man, this is up there with Ice Cube's. Today was a good day, man. Like this is the shit. And then that song, New
Appreciate
Life. Um, like I almost lost my son 2 years ago, and I had to save him with CPR, and we had to life flight him down to the children's hospital. We were in there for a month, and so like I could really relate to how that sounded and stuff at the beginning of that,
man.
and it was like, wow, man, you like, whew, like you do touch people with your music. I just want you to know that, like.
Man.
And I know if I'm listening to it going, wow, man, there's a lot of cats that are going to listen to that, and it's going to touch their heart, and make them feel good, and make them feel, wow, somebody else goes through this shit too. I can relate to that. And that's what's so cool about it too, is, you're just starting out, and you're touching the lives of older people your age. Like, that's what's cool, is you're going to have a big what's it called, a demographic of motherfuckers listening to you, because there's you got old heads like me that are going through and listening like, man, this cat's cool, and pushing, and then you got cats your age finding you. So yeah, man, you're gonna do awesome. I know you are. That song, number, I don't know, what do you call it? It said number TBT1.
That's Throwback Thursday one.
Yeah, yeah. Woo! Now, that's with you and your pops. And young, did you write young Oreeyo on there because it was you as your younger self?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
That's
cool,
exactly
cool.
why.
Now, that song, dude, that song is fucking ill to the max. What was that like? What was the dynamic like being on there with your pops, and knowing like, man, here's my pops. He's a legend. I'm gonna have him on my track. And like, was that super cool, or what was that like?
Man, I think when I listen to the song, I laugh every time because like I always tell my pops like I be working on the song and I let him hear like, man, you need to hop on this song,
Yeah, yeah,
and he always be like, no man, it's your time to shine. You need to do this song by yourself.
yeah.
And then I ended up getting him on the project anyway, so that's why I laugh every time I hear it.
Hell
But man,
yeah,
it's just dope because I'm like, kind of like, my dad,
yeah,
he the legend,
yeah.
and it's like, he always say I'm next up.
Yep.
And the fact that we were both able to combine our sound on this one song, I think that was super dope.
Yeah.
And also since like that verse for me had to be on the project because that's a verse I wrote that I was super proud of. That was probably
Yeah.
like my best verse at that age,
Yeah.
like that, when I heard that verse, I was like, dang, I really got better.
Yeah.
So
Hell
like,
yeah.
yeah, that verse, I feel like that song really represents my growth.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
And it's kind of like a way to show people like, yeah, look, I'm talking my talk on these other songs, and I was also talking my talk when I was younger.
Yeah.
So like, that's a way of showing people like I've always been great. It's
Yes.
just about getting better. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Yes. Bro, you're like a young Muhammad Ali, like, man, I'm the greatest, but I'm gonna be even better. Like, and that's the kind of mindset that's gonna bring you a long ways, to just staying hungry and knowing, hey, even though I'm fly as hell now and top tier, I can always keep going up. Never settle, never say I'm at my ceiling, I'm good now. And I know your
Right.
pops will tell you that too. You can always get better, no matter how great you are. You can always get better, and I know
Right.
that you've been telling me that. So
Hmm.
hell yeah. Um, what has hip hop done positive for you in your life?
Man, I feel like hip hop gave me a way to express myself. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop
Woo!
gives me a way to, vent. It
Yes,
brings me joy. I could be having the worst day of my life, and I go to the studio, make a beat or write some rhymes, and I'm a whole new person. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like hip hop is one of the major things that keeps me happy
yes,
and keeps me. You know what I'm saying?
yes. Yes, I love that, man. Hip hop, because the reason I like to ask that is because I believe in my heart hip hop has saved so many lives and makes so many lives better. But there's still people out there who say it's a bad thing and give it a bad rep. So I was like,
Right.
screw that. I'm here to honor hip hop, and in every show I'm gonna ask, what has hip hop done positive for y'all? And it amazes me the answers I get, and I'm like, wow, see, look at this. If it wasn't for rap, look at these lives that would have been altered, and
Right.
maybe people would have been dead or in prison or something because they didn't have this, or depressed really bad because they didn't have that outlet to let that shit
Right.
out. So yes, I'm glad you have that, brother. Um, I really like that song "New Life," bro. You got off on that. You got so much talent. And then we got to talk about this Angel Joy woman. Who is Angel
Mm.
Joy? She sounded like her singing was so beautiful on there, and it fit so perfectly. Tell me how it came about
Yes,
that you
sir.
had her on, because I know she's been on multiple songs, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
She was on New Life and Good Day.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man, so the way we met when I was doing online school, I believe I was in eighth grade.
Hmm.
They had a talent show. They had an online talent show,
Yeah,
and she was the last person in the talent show. And man, she sung this one Whitney Houston song, and I listened to her. I was like, hold on, who is this?
yeah,
So I went on Instagram and searched her name up to see if she was on there, and she was. So I DM'd her. I said, hey, I'm such from the talent show.
yeah,
We gotta link up. We gotta create something because you super dope.
yeah.
And then that went from us, writing. I hit up on FaceTime. We worked on some songs for like a few days, and then we was able to link up at Silent Riot,
Yeah.
and now she on the project,
Hell yeah,
and it's super dope. Not only
yeah,
because like I've always wanted a singer on my songs,
yeah,
but like she's also somebody around my age group.
yeah.
So I feel like that's just more of a plus because it's like like Gen Z taking over, man.
Right. Yeah,
Like we got to show these people what we bought. So
yeah.
like I think that's super dope
Hell
that I
yeah.
could get a young singer on one of my joints.
Yes. Yes, dude, I love the way you think and the way you put this together and plan it. And mad shout out to Angel Joy, by the way. Man,
Yes,
she
sir.
is one of the best singers honestly, one of the best singers I ever heard. I I I
Yeah,
I
she
thought
sound amazing, man.
she must have been older, I thought. And man, then come to find out she's, younger too. I was like, wow, amazing. That you right, Gen Z is really pulling the pulling it out, man. I love it. I love it. So mad shout out to her. Um,
Yes, sir.
tell us the beginning
Mm.
of the song "Head Up," or that's a song I was talking about. "Head Up." When I was talking about my son, I almost lost him. That's what I meant. Because the beginning of that sounded real serious. What's the inspiration behind that song?
Man, the inspiration behind that, I just wanted, like, one day I made a beat,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if I was feeling sad or if I just wanted to go for that vibe for some reason, but I
Sure.
made this beat, and you know what? This sounds like a storytelling type of song. So I'm
Yeah.
like, why not vent about some stuff I went through, get it off
Yeah.
my chest, let people know.
Yeah.
And then I think it's also dope that I put that song on the project because
Yeah.
the whole concept of freshman year, of course, it's freshman year regarding school, and
Right.
it's also freshman years, just me talking my talk.
Freshman. Yeah.
And I'm like, when it comes to the freshman year concept, regarding school, like that's when I could teach people something
Yes.
and talk about, the real stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
So that's why I love the concept freshman year, because you could go so many different ways with it.
Yeah.
And it's like endless creation.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when I was creating that song, I was just like, man, the vibe of this beat, I just gotta tell a story.
Yes.
And I just traced back, everything, or some of the things I went through, some of the major things I went through.
Sure.
And I was like, man, let me just get this off my chest
Yeah. Yeah.
and show people that, like, I'm also a human.
Right.
I'm just not a dude that get in the studio and talk a whole bunch of mess.
Right.
Like, I'm actually human. I go through stuff.
Yes. Wow.
And even like in hopes that maybe somebody could relate in some type of way.
Right.
That goes back to when I say, like, one of my goals is like touching somebody's life, because maybe my experiences can make them think like, oh, okay, I thought I was the only one. That kind of made me feel not
Right.
better, but it kind of gives you the idea like, okay, I'm not the only one that has to suffer with this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. It does make a math feel better, bro. Cause like, yeah, when I listen to that, man, that I screwed up early when I said New Life. I meant the song Head Up. Man, that
Mm-hmm.
hit me. That cause like I said, I had to save my son. Like he was within minutes of disaster. He wasn't breathing. I had to do CPR and everything. It was crazy, but man,
Yeah.
that hit me because like I've had to do it also. Rest in peace to my baby mom, but back in the day, I've had to do CPR for her a couple times too, and that's a scary thing. So, and when I heard your song and everything, that man, that helped me because it's like, man, see, I'm not the only one who goes through things with their family and get a scare like that, and so
Right.
yeah, man, just keep doing what you're doing, keeping the real in your music because it's dope, and that's what makes it authentic, and you're one of the best out there
Yeah.
already, brother. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Appreciate that, man.
for sure, brother, for sure. What do you enjoy more, producing or writing rhymes or both?
Man, now it's both. Before, I used to like producing more
Uh-huh.
because I feel like, since it was so many, at least I thought there were more components to it. So I'm like, writing is kind of boring.
Yeah.
But then as I started writing more and I started getting better with the pen, I'm like, hold on, this actually becoming fun.
Yeah.
So I couldn't pick one over the other. So it's a 50-50 balance. It's a
Nice.
balance.
Yes. I love that, and with the balance and shit. And yeah, dude, as because I can't write rhymes good because I can't stay on beat, but I write poetry and I write bars like that, and some of it I think is pretty cool. But yeah, sometimes you get going with the pen and you're like, man, this is fun. It's almost like acrobatics when you get
Right.
into certain spots. So, oh yeah,
The art, man.
yeah, exactly. It's an art form, and that's what I try to explain to people. Like,
Sir.
even if you don't love rap or love to listen to it, you gotta give it its props and say, listen to how every one of these guys are getting on there, like the lyrical real ones anyway, and spitting this shit that rhymes and makes sense, and there's metaphors and double, triple entendres. It's like that's art. That's
Yeah.
special. Like even if you don't like the music, how can somebody deny that it's man? It gets me worked up because I love it that
Right.
bad, and I don't understand how people can't recognize at least the talent
Yeah.
it takes.
Man, people don't understand, like, writing bars is actually, it's a gift, because
Yeah,
like people think effort, and I used to think when I was little, I'm like, okay, if you a big fan of rap music, or if you a big fan of music, period,
Yeah.
and you listen to it on the regular, then
Right.
maybe it's easy for you to pick up a pen.
Right.
But I see a lot of people try to do it, and when I see they can't do it, I'm like, okay, this is really a gift. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? This is really an art,
Yes.
because like you just can't pick it up
Nope.
and write an amazing verse the first time you pick the pen up, man.
Right.
Like it's a lot of stuff that tie in, especially research.
Yes.
Definitely gotta do your research, man.
Right. Right. And it's like, yeah, you even somebody who's got a natural talent, you got to hone that talent and prepare it and stuff. It's like I like to compare it to boxing in a way because you like there's like you can train a guy to throw a punch. However, a guy who can throw a punch naturally will always be better than the guy you got to teach every aspect to. Like, yeah, this guy will still be a decent boxer, but he won't be nothing like the guy who's a natural and you hone that. So,
Right.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Um, what do you want to be most known for in your career as you progress?
Man, what I want to be most known for, man, I just want to be known as a dude having fun, doing what he loved to do, and I just want to be known as a role model. I want to keep being me and hopefully inspire somebody.
Oh, yeah.
I can't really say what I want to be known for.
Right.
Whatever people come across me for, it is what it is. Whether they come across me for producing or writing or being on the show, whatever the case is, like, it don't matter,
Yeah.
because whatever the case may be, it'll lead them to everything else I do either way.
Right. Right. Yes. I love it. I love it. This one's kind of a hard question. Because I know, you're your own man. You're becoming a grown man, and you're your own entity. You're your own artist. Nobody wants to be under somebody's shadow, and believe me, you're not. When I think of you, I think of you. But like like we talked earlier, some people found you through your dad, and some people found your dad through you. Did you find it was difficult at all to be your own entity and be outside of the shadow of the legendary Fat Father, or what did the transition come fairly easy?
Man, I never struggled with that at all.
Yes.
I never even thought of it, because
Yes.
it's like, of course, growing up, it was kind of like a head start, because my dad, Fat Father,
Yeah.
and that's how people came across me. But even now, like, I'm starting to pay my own lane,
Right.
and it's kind of like it's a balance, because there's still people finding me through my dad, but then, like you said, there's people finding out about him through me.
Right.
So it's kind of like a balance.
Both
And
ways.
I'm kind of to the point where I'm like, well, it is what it is, because no matter how they find out about me, if they mess with what I do, they
Yeah.
mess with what I do. So,
Right.
you know,
Hell yeah.
it just, however they find out about me, it all leads to the same place.
Right.
So, I never really tripped about that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. That's dope. That's a dope way to look at it. Um, are you spiritual at all? Like, do you believe? Like, I know it's kind of a personal question. You can just say yes or no or
Hmm.
pass. But are you spiritual at all? Like, do you believe in the Lord or what?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. Me too, brother. Me
Sir.
too. I just don't ever like to push it on people or say because we got friends that are Muslim and and
Right.
different things. Or some people don't believe in nothing. And
Right.
I
I
always put it
respect
where if somebody says, "Hey, I don't want to hear it," just like the Lord said, kick the dust off your heels and don't bring it up to him no more.
it. Right.
So I know it's a touchy subject though, but the reason I wanted to ask that, I used to ask it and I kind of quit asking it to people, but I could just see and feel, when you're talking to somebody that has that righteousness in their life, you could tell, and I could just
Hmm.
see it and feel it with you and your family, and that's super cool, man. That's super cool. I always tell people, you want to be like my son, like you want to really be a rebel, believe in the Lord, because
Right.
that's a total rebel to the rest of the world, because the rest of the world don't want
Right.
nothing to do with it.
Right.
So Big props, homie. Big props. Um, you got plans for college after high school?
Man, I haven't I haven't planned on going to college. I definitely I'm not gonna say I haven't planned on going to college, but
Sure.
I'm looking into some business classes and some marketing classes
Yes.
because that's part of what I do. Marketing play a big role in music. That play a big role in getting me to the top of the game. So
Right.
yeah, I'm definitely looking into that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I like that. Instead of going wasting your time and wasting your money on a bunch of other classes that you don't need at all and wasting
Right,
years, go to the ones you really need.
right. Even if it's not college, like even if I could
Yeah.
take some separate course,
Right.
some online course or find a
Hmm.
place, like yeah, that's definitely important.
Yes, absolutely. And that's smart to do it like that, homie. That's smart. That's really cool. What are you working on now? Do you got any singles or albums coming down the pipe? What you working on now?
Hey man, I just I just been in the studio creating, man.
Yes.
It's not even like nothing specific.
Sure.
I'm just having fun creating. I make a beat, I feel it, I write to it, move on to the next. Write to it, move on to the next.
Yeah.
And like at the end, I'll review them and be like, okay, how do I want to put these out? But right now, I'm just having fun creating, getting my inventory up.
Yes. Woo! Yeah, so you got some songs going into the vault and just building them
Sir,
up. Yeah. Yes. See, and that's a way to make the good music too. Instead of going in, I gotta make an album. I need this many songs. That you're just creating, and then later on, when you want to put together an album, you can be like, I want to put this on it. Maybe I want to create a
right.
couple more for this concept. But yeah, man, you got a good work ethic. That's very commendable. Um, do you have any advice for young cats or even anybody, even somebody my age in their 40s trying to come up and get into the rap game or into the music industry?
Yes, sir, definitely, man. First thing I'm gonna say right off the bat, I know it's super cliche, but like, don't care what nobody got to say
Yes.
because
Woo!
I know people hear this all the time, but like, people try to talk you out of something because they can't do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people try to discourage you because your dreams are too big for them to believe.
Wow.
You might be capable of doing something that they're not,
Right.
or not even that, but maybe it's something that they did wrong
Yeah.
that you could review and fix.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Something you could do better. So
Right.
like, don't let nobody talk you out of anything. It'll even be people telling, like, it's people that told me like I was bad at what I do,
Whew!
but
What?
these are people
They
these are people
tripping.
who can make a beat to save their life
Right.
or write a
Right.
verse to save their life.
Right.
So that's why I don't pay no mind to what they say. So yeah, don't care what nobody got to say, man. Another thing I'll say is don't overthink nothing.
Yeah.
Like, they don't just tie to music, that's how to everything you're doing. Like, don't overthink.
Hug.
If you always aim for perfection, you never go get work done.
Nice.
I've been in the studio working on the beat, writing the verse, and I'm like, man, dang, like I'll be sitting there for 15 minutes trying to change one word. And
Right.
I'm like, man, I want this to be too perfect. Like, I'm not getting no work done. So
Right.
just have fun. Stop overthinking.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So yeah, don't let nobody talk you out of nothing.
Right.
Don't overthink. And just be you. Don't change yourself for nobody. Don't
Yes.
change yourself for gang, for nobody. Just
Yes.
be you, man.
Yes, I love it, dude. I love it when successful people like yourself and other people say things like that. Be yourself and be original. Can nobody do you better than you? Because you're you. And
Right.
just everything you said, man, that even gets to me and inspires me. Because sometimes I'll be looking at like, man, who who's gonna like, especially when I first started, I was like, who the hell's gonna listen to me? Why would they care what I have to say? What how am I even gonna start? Who's gonna give me my first interview and take me serious? But I just
Mhm.
started doing it and it happened because I was working at it and I believed, no, this is gonna happen. I'm gonna make it happen. And man, it's been awesome and I'm gonna keep doing it. And I see the things you're accomplishing, man, you've already gone far and you got so much more to go. I love it. Um,
Sir.
do you? What did this? Oh yeah. Is there anything you want to add or talk about before we go, or give anybody some shout outs or anything?
Yes, sir, man. So, once again, man, freshman year, my
Woo!
first album out on all streaming platforms, man. Fully produced by me. You know what I'm saying? I want to shout out everybody that has something to do with it. Shout out to my girl Angel Joy again for the dope singing, man. Shout
Yeah.
out to my pops. I had to get him on there.
Oh yeah,
Shout
Fat
out to my
Father.
people up at Slive and Wright. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? My man Maestro and Dale, for making it sound crispy. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And I just want to shout out, like, man, my pops once again and my mom
Woo!
for just raising me to be such a king, such a young
Yes.
king, you know what I'm saying? And I'm only going to get better from here. Best
Yes.
believe that.
Yes. Bro, you are a king, and you, like I said, you even are inspired me through your music and just talking to you. You are an inspiration to see a young man with such goals and such work ethic, and to already be such a seasoned artist with your raps and with your production. Like, bro, it's a wonderful thing to watch, and I fucking so look forward to watching your career and watching you blossom in this industry and watching you go places. I could see you at the top as a CEO of a company, signing other rappers and rapping and producing, because I don't see you ever wanting to just give that part of it up. I see you all because that's your thing, that's your outlet, that's your thing. So
I appreciate that, man. And
yeah,
yeah, I know people always tell me, like, well, you never know what the future holds. You might want to do something else. And I'm like, well, even if I do something else, I feel like I'm never going to let go of the music, man. I feel like I feel like music is me. It's a
yes,
part of me.
yes,
So, like, yeah, that's something. And like I said, like, not just hip hop. Making music bring me joy. It keep me happy. So
yes,
why let go of something that keeps me happy,
right, and as
keeps
a
me
part of
healthy? You
you.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Why would you ever let go of something that's a part of you and makes you happy? Like I know what you mean, because bro, I love music the same way. Only I just don't have a way to express it musically. But when I was a little kid, even pre, before like you said, before I was even 6, I was taping stuff off the radio and coming home from preschool, seeing what I got on there, and I got on the bus in 1988. I was 6, and I was listening. Like my mom started getting me these Christian rap tapes because she didn't. She was like, "Oh, I don't want them listening to bad music." And it's 1988. There wasn't
Right.
like gangster rap out yet. Really, there was like Two Live Crew and like Ice-T and a couple things, Too Short. But like all of a
Right.
sudden, I'm on the bus and this older kid comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, what you listening to?" I'm like, "Oh, DC Talk." He's like, What the hell? What the f is that?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's some Christian rap." He's like, "Well, can I listen to it?" I was like, "Well, yeah." He goes, "Here, you can listen to my tape." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I'll never forget it. He handed me this. It wasn't the original. It was recorded on there. It was dubbed. It was one of them yellow Memorex tapes. It said Easy E, Easy Does It album. And I was like, "Oh, what's this?" I popped that in, and it changed my life. I didn't even know what half
Yeah.
the shit he was saying meant, but I just knew I loved it. The beats, his charisma, the stuff he was saying. I was like, I love this. This is way better than what I listened to. Like, so,
Right.
even at that young age, I knew I loved it. I loved it. I started, taking songs and rewriting the words to them and stuff, and acting like I'm, doing little stuff like that. But like I said, I knew my avenue wasn't to be an actual rapper, but I just want to be involved with it. I want to talk to the real rappers and MCs, and it makes me so mad that Biggie, Pac, even DMX, and a lot of guys didn't really get their flowers before they went.
Right.
And I want to give
Yo,
rappers their flowers while they're here, and honor them, and only bring the guys on my show that are good enough, that are out there doing it because they love rap and they put their hearts into it, and it honors hip hop. That's why it's the honor show, because I want to bring honor to the guys that deserve it, and that brings honor to the game. And man, you're definitely one of them. Thank you for being on the show. It's truly been an honor to chop it up with you and have you on the honor show, brother.
hey, man. It's, man, I'm honored that you want me on here, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
It was good being dog.
Thank you. Thank you. And brother, you always got an open lane on my show. You ever want to come back, you drop a single, or you just want to come out and talk about whatever you're doing, you always got my Tylenol. I got a bad tooth. You always got an open slot on my show, homie. Always. I'm gonna put your Instagram and your YouTube and all your connects down in the description, so when people watch it, they can just click right from here right onto your pages and stuff. And everybody go subscribe to DJ Oreeyo's Instagram, to his YouTube. You got Twitter or
Yeah,
okay?
I
Well, we'll
do. I
get your
should.
Twitter
I
on
mean,
there.
the reason I answer like that is because I'm not on Twitter, but I believe my pop set one up for me when I was younger.
Okay,
So I think I'm on there. Y'all can
sure.
go check.
Hey, no problem. I'll
I
go
said,
check, and if you are, I'll put it down in the description. What about Snapchat? I just want to make sure I got them all if you use them.
yes, sir. I'm on Snapchat.
Okay, hell
DJ
yeah.
Oreeyo. Everyone, DJ Oreeyo. Oreeyo.
Oh yeah. And I'll put all that down in the description.
Yes, sir.
Again, get his album. Freshman year, right?
Yes, sir. Freshman year.
Yeah, here it is right here popping up.
Sir,
We don't see
right
it
here,
yet, but
man.
I'm gonna add it in later. Yeah, freshman year. Hey, is that merch
Yes, sir.
available to buy from you online?
Yes, sir. DJOreeyo.com, man. You get
Woo!
that. You know, we got the keys right here. Yes,
Yes.
sir. DJOreeyo.com.
Yes, because I know I seen your pops wearing one, and I see you wearing one. So yeah, hey, when I get my tax back, I'm gonna order up some merch from me and shit, and I'll showcase it on the show. I'll do a little unboxing and tell everybody where to get it.
Hey, man,
So
that's love. I appreciate that.
yeah, for sure. I really appreciate you being on the show and just doing it for the love of hip hop, man. It's really truly an honor, and this is what I want my show to be. Just the realest MCs and producers, nothing weird or set up or nothing that has to be perfect. I just sit on my couch
Right,
and talk to the guys, and I like getting these origin
right.
stories and hearing like where you come from and why maybe the MC says the things he says or why they produce like that, so thank you. It really gives us an insight into you and yeah, I look forward to working with you again in the future, young man. It's been an
Yes, sir,
honor.
man. Again, it was an honor, man.
Thank you. Hey, God bless you. Have a peaceful
God
day.
bless you, man.
Thank you. And tell
You
your
too,
pop
brother.
to tell what's up too.
All right, bet.
Awesome. God bless you, brother.
All right, man.